Hey everyone, today we are going to be checking out the Ohio Craft Museum. I'm already loving it just from the architecture on the outside of the building. Super excited to head inside and see what they have, so let's go. As soon as you enter, you're greeted by this gorgeous entryway. There are banners on both sides highlighting 20 years of exhibiting fine crafts. And there are also these really cool lamps with what looks like rocks attached to the side of them. A great example of 1960s lighting. I totally wish I could grab one of these and bring them into one of my own spaces. And these floor-to-ceiling windows brought in a lot of natural light as well. As you first enter the museum, on the left, they have on display part of their permanent collection, which comprises over 250 works in clay, glass, metal, fiber, wood, and mixed media, all by Ohio designer, craftsman, artists. These types of ceramic crafts here were traditionally passed on from generation to generation and were primarily functional items that could be used in everyday life. This piece by Donna Webb stood out to me as representing a classic 1980s or 1990s Southwestern type style. Next, as we make our way downstairs, we enter the metalworking portion of the permanent exhibit. Here they have a wide variety of pieces from coffee pots and jewelry to sculptures and serving utensils. My favorite piece in this section was probably the brooches, especially the yellow one with a sun motif on it. The exhibit takes you through the history of metalwork in the US and its connection to Ohio. In early American villages, blacksmiths were relied upon to make many things from horseshoes and knives to nails and door hinges. Rose Ironworks, the nation's oldest decorative metalworks company, actually opened in Cleveland, Ohio in 1904, and in the 1930s, the company produced some of the most notable Art Deco ironwork in the nation. This next piece here that you'll see with the horse sculpture was actually done by artist Don Drum. And then here we have some of those utensils and metal dishes, which gave me kind of a vibe of like going to like medieval times. I feel like that's kind of the type of dishes they serve your food in when you go there. And as you exit this area and come upstairs to the entrance level, you are greeted by the largest piece in the metalworking exhibit. This was created by artist Don Drum in 1974. It's 10 feet tall and weighs about 1,000 pounds, made up of cast aluminum and antique mirrors. It's titled Fantasy Cloud and really invokes a sense of movement and flow. The metal itself is sharp and harsh, but the juxtaposition of the curved lines really adds to that fantasy aspect. Next, on the main level, they had a display showcasing glassware. These kaleidoscopes totally reminded me of ones I had gotten as a kid at an outdoor arts fair. I would spend hours pointing it in different directions to see how the pattern changed. I was also really caught by these glasses, which are made by artist Mindy Sand. Each piece is hand-painted using glazes that are fired at a low temperature. They almost felt nostalgic in a way. I could definitely imagine seeing these glasses at a restaurant in the early 2000s. The colors and stylized lines and dots were a whole vibe. They really feel like they're both playful but also functional, and they really seem like pieces that would definitely bring a smile to your face each time that you used them. And then next to the glass section, they had some ornate jewelry pieces and these glass cacti in flower pots. They felt like they could be right out of a cartoon. There were also these glass pumpkins. Jack Pine's work is described as embodying the essence of nature and beauty, and they definitely put me in the mood for a pumpkin spice latte or taking a trip to a family farm for a corn maze or a hayride. Next, we enter the main exhibit, which rotates throughout the seasons. When I visited, they were still putting the final touches on the new display. This one was entitled Milestones, 100 Years of Miles Davis. It's a vibrant and soulful exhibition honoring the legendary jazz innovator Miles Davis on the occasion of what would have been his 100th birthday. And it's on view February 15th through April 4th of 2026. Along with the art on display, throughout its time here, the Ohio Craft Museum will also be offering programming which includes art demonstrations, curator talks, and other additional workshops. The curator, Larry Collins, has a great description of how the exhibit came to be, so I'll read that as we explore the artwork. He writes, "As I considered possible themes for this exhibition, I discovered that 2026 would be the 100th heavenly birthday for jazz artist Miles Davis. Born May 26, 1926 in Alton, Illinois, Davis was a trumpeter, bandleader, composer, and considered to be one of the most influential figures in jazz. While searching through my collection of albums, my eyes settled on the masterpiece album titled Milestones, recorded by Davis in 1958 by his first great quintet. The Milestones album is considered one of the great examples of modern jazz. Davis was known for his creative spirit and the use of different modes, scales, and patterns in his compositions. With that in mind, Milestones became the theme and title to use for this exhibition. As a theme for the exhibition, the term milestone lends itself to multiple interpretations. For example, a milestone can be a memorable moment in one's life, signifying a significant time or event. For an artist, a milestone can mark the beginning of a new creative direction or the discovery of a new material or technique. Works in the exhibition represent traditional craft techniques such as ceramics, quilts, and wood carvings. Works that utilize found objects and mixed mediums are included in the exhibition as well. My hopes were to display a variety of styles and mediums that would create an exciting visual dialogue. While many of the artists in the exhibition used musical interpretations as an analogy for their creative expression, some drew upon their ancestral roots and childhood memories for inspiration, and we are deeply grateful for their willingness to lend their work to the Ohio Craft Museum for this exhibition. And while that's the end of the exhibits here, there is still so much more to see. The museum itself actually has 3 different gift shops, and each sells crafts that are made by artists in Ohio. So let's take a look around and see what they had. I was immediately drawn to these metal flowers. You could get them in a myriad of sizes, from large wall displays to pins that you could put on a coat or a hat, and they're actually modeled after the official flower of Athens, Ohio. And the description with the pieces was even more moving. It said, "Designed by studio founder Patty Mitchell, the Passion Flower creates engaging employment opportunities by responding to the talents of the studio artists. Passionworks Studio is a collaborative community art center which encourages people of all abilities to work and thrive within a partnership, celebrating the power of creativity, connection, and purpose to inspire and liberate the human spirit through art." They had these stuffed animals, which kind of reminded me of Ugly Dolls, which were like all the rage in 2006 through 2008. And I was so tempted to get one of these. They have to be one of the coolest pencil holders I've ever seen. Can you imagine having one of these on your desk, or even as a toothbrush holder in the bathroom? You just point whatever you want to store towards the center of the orb and it falls right inside. Super funky and fun. They had this wall of pottery and dishes all displayed so nicely and organized by color, the museum gift shops themselves felt like more museum. They had these food-themed earrings with fruits, desserts, and veggies. I can imagine the egg ones would be super fun to wear if you worked at a breakfast spot or a diner. And they had a collection of felt work for purchase as well. There was practically a whole garden here, and I like the idea that with these plants you don't have to worry about watering them or caring for them, and they'll never wilt. Then they had these scarves, which were super soft and cozy. Then in the second gift shop, they had a whole other collection of crafts for purchase, from jewelry and pottery to woodworking and leather crafts. It was really great to see a space like this where local artists and craftspeople could be recognized for their work and sell some of their items. They had purses and bags that were hand sewn, greeting cards that were individually made, and prints of some of the larger art pieces. These metalwork pieces caught my attention too. I really liked the groovy and stylized yet elegant design, along with these pins, which would definitely add a bit of whimsy to any outfit. They even had this gorilla nightlight cut out of delicate paper, as well as these prints with animal motifs on them, and I had to stop a moment to look at these other stained glass nightlights. The mermaid and the brown cow were incredible. They would be perfect for a kid's room, but the one that I liked the most of all was probably this tiki head guy. It's just so colorful and happy, unlike anything you'd see in corporate stores today, with everything being millennial gray. These purses with mid-century atomic motifs, and especially the ones with the cats wearing the bow tie, were unique and definitely had creative design elements. These guys would be great for some yard art, and that giraffe one definitely reminded me of the old Toys R Us Jeffrey the Giraffe. They also had leather wallets, intricate wood bird carvings, and more jewelry in that metalworking kind of southwestern style. Even though the rooms were small, they were packed full of pieces to look at in every direction from floor to ceiling. And apparently the museum also has a winter fair each year where you can go shopping for handmade items like these as well. And then we come to probably my favorite items in the gift shops, these earrings. They are made by Renee Favor, and she also has an Etsy store where you can get one of her unique pieces. For some reason, I don't know if it was the colors or the shapes or the combination of both, but they made me feel really nostalgic for old malls and how they used to look when I was a kid, with so much color and creativity. I ended up getting the green pair to take home with me. And in the third and final gift shop, they had mostly hand-sewn items like scarves, gloves, bags, and clothing. I ended up getting one of the green ponchos. They also had these hand-sewn dolls, which were both creepy and cool at the same time. I kept staring at them, trying to figure them out. They were definitely very unique, and I hope that they find the right customer. Okay, and that was the Ohio Craft Museum. Such a cool place. I grabbed myself a few goodies. There was so much to see there. I wasn't expecting, normally places have a little bit of a gift shop, but it was really great to see a place where so many local artists can not only exhibit but also sell some of their crafts. So starting February 15th through April 4th, they're having this Miles Davis exhibit. I just got a little bit of a sneak peek because it hasn't quite opened yet, but if you want to go ahead and check it out, I would highly recommend. Super fun and completely free. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye!